Hey everybody, Derek here for another unboxing for The Grid, a sci-fi frontier. And today's unboxing is for a board game that I am really excited about. It is Ghostbusters, the board game. Now this has a really cool story around it. This is a Kickstarter campaign board game from Cryptozoic Entertainment. This Kickstarter wanted $250,000. They ended up raising over $1.5 million from nearly 8,400 backers. And this is my copy. I contributed at the Mass Hysteria level, which included a bunch of extras, and the Deluxe Edition of the game, which is all cool and shiny, as you can see here. And I mean, that's pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about that. So we're gonna go ahead and open this up. First, on the back, shows you a bunch of things about the game. You can see some of the characters, some of the pieces, the real size, crazy level, Stay Puffed. And so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the pieces. I will warn you, this takes a minute. Alright, there we go. So you have your operations and field manual, or the instruction booklet, but I appreciate that. It's a pretty thick book. Lots and lots of rules. It's a 4-player game. They estimate 60 minutes to play, which with my group of friends I'm sure means something like 4 hours, but mileage will vary. Alright, so it looks like first here we have our space pieces. So these are all still wrapped. I have not opened them yet, but these will play out to become the board and the playing area during the game. So there's that. That's cool. But now on to the fun stuff. My favorite part about this game is it is very miniature heavy. So, at the risk of knocking all of these out of their respective spots, there's a box within a box. And this is the set of pieces for the Mass Hysteria bundle. So there were a ton of different variations for this game based on the Kickstarter alone, and mine was the Mass Hysteria level. You can check out their Kickstarter campaign to see what some of the different levels were and all the different pieces. I'll put a link in the description for the video so you can check that out if you'd like to on your own. Alright, so we have 2 levels of miniatures here. It's pretty intense. Looks like a couple of them fell out of their spots, so I'll just put them back here. Alright, first we have kind of just the base set. So we have lots of creatures and ghosts and monster-like things that you can see here. We have some familiar characters for those of you who are fans of the franchise. And then of course we have our heroes. We have some of our more classic heroes. Here is Egon, for example. And then we have some newcomers. We have a female Ghostbuster here. And this game actually has some rookie characters. A lot of the art is very similar to what was on the cartoon, but there's some new characters here as well. So you can see there's some different colors. Most of them are blue. Here's a green one, and who do you think this is but Slimer, of course. So really cool miniatures. The detail is really great. They definitely show, I mean, if you take a look at the pack here on the female Ghostbuster, there's a lot of detail on that piece. So that's pretty neat. So we have all of these miniatures, this entire set here. And what I really like about this is, for those of you who are into miniatures games, you don't have to punch anything out. These are all 3D printed, and they're all ready to go. There's no punching out of a million miniatures. I don't know about you, but I've unfortunately broken my fair share trying to get them out of the molds, and I'm glad I don't have to do that. So next we have another set of miniatures here. More ghosts and goblins and ghoul type things. Pretty much all of these are this guy here, so he plays a pretty big role in the game. But then you have another familiar face, so to speak, and that of course is the Ecto. So you have an Ecto car that you can drive around during the game, which is pretty cool there. So that's that set of miniatures, but we are not done yet. Okay, so then you have the dice. This game comes with custom dice. As you can see here, this is the dice bag. So we have a lot of D6s. Looks like we also have a D8. So two D8s and a bunch of D6s. So a lot of different dice. Some just have your normal numbers. You can see a couple of these have the no ghost symbol. There's what looks like to be, waves, maybe some possible movements. So we'll have to take a look at the rules and see how to play the game. Then we have a nice, interesting little box here. This is a really nice, it's a cardboard case, but it's a nice case. And what this holds, and these are still unopened, are the various card packs. So these provide the character information along with all of the details for that character. So this is Venkman, and you can see that he levels up. There are 5 levels. Different things happen. For example, at level 3, he gets +1 action. And there's experience that is gained as you level up the different colors, and that's tracked throughout the game. So that is that. And then on the back, we have a map key, and the map key kind of explains some of what goes on during the gameplay, what types of creatures or ghosts can show up in certain areas, and there's even a spot for Gozer, so that's pretty cool. And so we will continue on. Now for the last piece, which is probably my most exciting part, are a couple more miniatures, but these are significantly larger. So something that was in some of these Kickstarters were these really big creatures. For example, this giant Cthulhu-like creature. So for a size comparison, here is Egon, and here is the Cthulhu-like creature. So I think there could be some difficulty fighting this guy off. But that's not all. We have this fascinating looking creature here. This one is even taller than our Cthulhu-like friend. So things are getting a little bit out of hand. And then we have our old friend, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He just popped in there, literally. And you can see that with Egon, I don't know why I keep doing that, it's a pretty significant size difference. But he looks great. He's got the smile on his face and the hat and all of that good stuff. But that is not enough. We can't simply have a Stay Puft. We must have, there went some miniatures, an impossible level Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Same size as the regular Stay Puft, but this one is angry. He is beat up. He's got maybe some melted marshmallow sugary goodness, and he is out for the Ghostbusters. So there you have it. That's a look at some of the miniatures, especially the big ones and all the pieces. It's a pretty big game. It's pretty exciting. I know that it was definitely a bigger project than they ever thought it would be, with well more than 6 times what they were hoping for from a contributor level. Almost 8,400 people were part of that project. So that's pretty awesome. Did you contribute to the campaign? Did you get the game? Did you get a different version of it than me? Comment below. Let me know what you thought about your version, what you think of this one. It's out in stores now. You can go and pick it up on your own. So if you do that, let us know what you think, and maybe we'll have a playthrough for you later on. Have a good one.